We're back on another exciting episode of Starfleet So Hail, where we have a casual and informal discussion about Star Trek. Today we're focused on Star Trek Prodigy, episode number 5, Observer's Paradox. Hey, what's up?
Howdy.
Nice to see you. Sorry I'm late.
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you? Cannot believe.
You know what?
I'm
obsessed with the music from the Olympics today. It's
got nothing on the music from Prodigy.
That's true. I agree with that too. And actually there's similarities because like that one scene where Gwen's going through the woo, and it gets all like disco. The Paris Olympic soundtrack is super disco. So I'm like really, really into it. The French may have resurrected disco. Maybe it never died in France.
Disco's been having like a pseudo revival for years now, I think.
But this is the revival for real because now the French have like just blown
the French
mind.
do it.
They did it in a way that I can't even describe to you. It's so incredible. In fact, I'll just tell you that's why I'm late. But they're still writing. They still haven't lit the damn torch. It's like 7 hours.
You're late because you're watching the bloody thing.
I couldn't help it. The Eiffel Tower lit up with lasers. Toddy, you gotta like have a few whiskeys and watch this. Just the Eiffel Tower.
I wish they would take down the Eiffel Tower. It's ugly.
What?
Take it away.
It's so beautiful. You're so
take
crazy.
They have so many beautiful buildings that withstand the test of time and they're like stone carved and everything. And then it's like, oh, look at this giant piece of metal. Ooh.
Well, we're live now, and audience, thank you for. What is going on? Hold on.
Joel says mushroom bounce radio stare disco, and then Jill asks if that's the mental acuity test because it does sound a lot like what was it? Camera person.
Oh yeah, in was
you
that
know,
in
the Trump thing? It was Trump. He was like, remember?
Oh yeah, but no, isn't there also? That's right. But I was thinking of Blade Runner 2049 or whatever it was. But yeah, it might be that. All right, so we're here. We're not just. Oh my God, they're taking the torch to the Louvre now. Eternité. Anyways, how do you have to admonish me if I'm so sorry. All right. Do you want to do the ceremony?
It's dangerous to run around the town.
Do you want to do the opening ceremony? Do you want to do the...
We've already had a situation where a very iconic building caught fire in Paris. We don't want to light everything on fire with the torch, do we?
The Eiffel Tower. I thought about that a bunch of times while I was watching.
Well, the Eiffel Tower can't burn.
Yeah.
I'll give it that. That's 1 point for the Eiffel Tower.
Jill says the French hate the Eiffel Tower. I did not realize that.
I don't know if the French hate the Eiffel Tower.
All right, but the audience is mad.
The French hate a lot of things.
They do. The audience has mandated that we get started. Okay, so let me go back to how.
I love how you can't watch this later. You know what I mean?
It's happening right now. There's like
you can watch it later on. It doesn't matter.
No, I know.
It's not important.
This is important though, because we do want to have Star Trek Prodigy season 3. So everyone go watch Prodigy if you haven't watched it, and binge it. I know a lot of people have been asking me, not a lot, like 2 people asked me in a DM, like if Toddy, that's a lot for me. Okay. If Toddy is watching, episode by episode, then he's not really giving it the views. I'm like, well, they don't have it in Canada anyways. Toddy's watching through some kind of magical space means, so
I don't have the ability to give it the Netflix views that the US audience has. So yeah.
But when it is released officially in Canada, you'll like play it in the background.
They gave it like an official release, I think, at some point, and it's coming out in Europe officially as well. They've given it like all sorts of dates and all sorts of channels and everything. So, but but I like the idea of watching 1 episode a week for me, but also so I didn't do it this week, but I will do it. I should do it. But then I can keep on tweeting every week. I keep on tweeting about the show. I don't know if that helps.
By the way, Toddy, their spoilers are in full effect on Twitter. I mean, like super full effect. Like, I hope you haven't seen anything, right?
So what's interesting is Twitter, has developed a thing where they have a following tab and a For You tab.
Right.
Okay, so here's my tangent. The following tab is the only one that really counts because it's people that I follow. I don't want
Right.
things from people I don't follow. So the
Right.
For You tab is essentially useless. Also, the For You tab is basically a publicity stunt so that Elon Musk can be in everyone's feed all the time.
That's why.
But
Mm.
except like at the moment, I keep it on the For You because
Oh,
if I
you're
keep
like
following, I will only see Prodigy stuff. I know that For You is it's not completely unrelated content that I don't really care about, but it's not Star Trek Prodigy. I'll tell you that.
You see that? Toddy's suffering. He's like losing touch with his
No, I'm
friends.
just not on Twitter.
He's just
I just
on
stay away
Twitter.
from. I open it and I see Elon Musk say something stupid. I'm like, that's it. That's enough. Thank you. Bye.
Well, a couple of channel updates. We will be doing a pre-recorded version for next Friday, right, Toddy?
Indeed.
So stay tuned for that. So we won't be live, but one of us will be in the chats, hopefully, hanging out with you guys, which is actually kind of fun. I've done that before, and it's really nice. So that'll happen next Friday for the next episode, which is called Imposter Syndrome. And the other thing is tomorrow we normally do a 3 p.m. discussion of, I guess you call it like a legacy trek. That's the buzzword going around now for all the old treks, legacy treks. so for now, tomorrow we will not be doing a Deep Space Nine discussion. And then we also probably won't be doing it the following weekend because of STLV. So 2 weeks off from the Saturday streams, but Sunday, this Sunday will be I'll be on Text Treks SDCC stream, and tonight we're going to do a Starfleet So Hill After Dark, just talking about today's SDCC announcements and any other stuff. Also, after this tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time, don't forget to watch Text Treks Deep Dive. Get your double dose of Prodigy on Fridays. It's exciting. Prodigy streams. That's it. That's my channel updates. Do you have any channel updates for us too? For this channel? Any updates, Tommy?
I was gonna say, do I have any channel updates for your channel?
Yeah, or
I'm
your channel.
I'm on your channel every week. That's
true.
the update.
All right. So this episode was written by Jennifer Muro, who's pretty awesome. I don't know if you follow her on Twitter
No.
or on X or whatever, but she's really cool.
But she wrote this.
Yeah, Big Trekkie
So
posts a lot of cool facts
she's
about
winning.
Star Trek. Yeah, she is winning. And it was directed by two people. I apologize if I ruined either of your names. Raulin Lee and Andrew Schmidt. So that's the credits there on this episode. So let's talk about it. I guess the episode summary is they're back from their time shenanigans. Gwen is in a state of flux, and they're they're being debriefed, and they're kind of stuck in this like interesting situation because Murph has all the answers, but no one can understand what Murph is saying. So
He's a purple and blue blob that no
he's
one
a
can
purple blue
understand.
blob that makes really cute and funny noises. Gwen actually gets close, and they put together a because they're trying to figure out what the entity is that's telling him to stay together and all that stuff. So they come really close because they, with Gwen's help, they develop a universal translator. They're able to tweak the universal translator to possibly understand what Murph is saying, but somehow when he puts it on, chaos. It's just like nuts. Like he's running around too. Like I think he thinks he's talking. I don't. But he's definitely not. So before giving up, they have one last idea. The reluctant Rocktalk, who's been, kind of fed up of getting into trouble, but finally they kind of lay out the stakes, and that convinces Rocktalk to lend a hand. And Jillian, the whale, was overhearing and kind of eavesdropping, and is like, I can totally,
What?
I can totally help. And so they, because melanoid slime worms evolved from an aquatic species. Holy wow! I just got chills with the initial lighting of the. I'm not watching. Sorry. Hey, I was doing a good job with that summary. Anyways,
Well, I got chills when Murph transformed.
Yes, that's true. I did too. So Murph transforms into this cool aquatic being, and talks to Jillian. Starfleet Sohail is busted. I'm not watching the Olympics opening ceremony in the back while doing a summary. That's funny. But anyways, so through Jillian's help, they're able to figure out what the secret that Murph's been hiding, and it's basically the message is "find me," and then coordinates, and they're like trying to figure out if they're like space-time coordinates. What are they? And Gwen realizes that it might refer to her her device, what is it called, the phase discriminator that she's wearing. And so she plugs in the things, and she gets like launched into this like weird cool dimension, and she sees like a map in a spiral formation that's similar to the one that Chakotay has on that rock that he gives to Janeway, which we see a cool flashback, by the way, of. And so then when she comes back, she's like, I know where to find Chakotay, and then that's it. That was pretty good, right?
That's
Not
pretty
bad
good.
summary.
I will
That was a
say,
good summary.
the Olympics.
What'd you think of this episode?
The Olympics is going to have to play every time you do a summary because it makes them a lot shorter. Your interest in the summary was greatly diminished, and thus it shortened it.
What'd you think of this episode, Toddy? Tell me.
It was fun. It was nice. It was kind of like a more of a self-contained episode. But I liked it. I liked how it was self-contained. I liked how it focused a lot more on like our little younger heroes. Okay, what is it like? It's like they've got 3 flames. They've got a blue flame, a white flame, and a red flame. Is that what's going on?
I think Celine Dion is singing. I'm not sure.
Why? She's not even French, bruh.
It is her. No, but she's been through.
Yeah, she's been through a lot. This is probably the last time she'll ever sing.
I know, it's beautiful. At the 100th anniversary of the Paris Olympics,
they got no one good enough to sing in France.
No, they did.
Go get
they had a really good... Wow. Okay, let's go back to what you thought. This is part of Starfleet Sohail. It's like a timely thing that like combines things. I have to definitely, after this episode, go back and watch her sing.
I don't know if these kind of like interventions age well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because you do these conversations for posterity, so to speak, or for yourself. Like, you can go back and watch what you thought of like the episode back then. But is it funny?
Or when I clone myself and like, raise myself like Jango Fett did with Boba Fett, like I'll be able to show myself these.
Well, will yourself be interested in these timely, random comments about Celine Dion?
Yes, I think if it's an exact clone, then myself will also be extremely gay and like really into Celine Dion as well. So there's a good chance that
isn't the gay
she's like an icon.
Share?
Oh, there's a lot of icons. There's like a ton of
There's
them.
a lot of icons. Okay.
Yeah, if you're a diva, you almost automatically qualify as a gay icon, and she's definitely a diva.
Okay.
I mean, the force of will that she's just like, wow, I'm just dying right now. Anyways, carry on.
Okay, Captain Janeway is the diva of the Starfleet captains, in my opinion.
Oh, yes, she is, by the way. I 100%
Admiral Janeway, my bad.
One thing I forgot to mention in the summary is the touching scene where she has to destroy the wormhole, and I really felt that, and I thought for like, the kind of the way the style of animation is, it's not one that you normally would think of as like lending to emotion, because it's kind of more like stop motion, if you will, you know what I mean? But I felt it like in those scenes. Anyways, that was the
Well,
thing I forgot to mention.
they put a lot of work into the eyes on the show. So there's a lot of
Yeah,
emotion being conveyed through
eyes,
the
and
eyes.
also I think the vocal performances are getting better. In other words, like I feel like as is natural, like they have a second season, they're doing things a little
Mm,
differently, I'm sure.
mm. Yeah, no, I think it was a great episode. I very much enjoyed it. I think that like the whole Murph thing, going underwater, seeing the station ops, that was really, really fun. I liked it being a lot more focused on the kids, but I also like having this kind of B plot where, I like it when Starfleet officers are doing Starfleet things. You know what I mean? It's all very serious and very kind of like 90s Trek-ish. And then so Jellicoe comes in and he shits on the parade, basically. He's like, turn off that Olympic torch, yo. And you gotta shut down
That is what Jellicoe did.
and he shuts it down. He shuts it down, and then so Janeway's got to shut it down. I didn't expect them this every time. I didn't expect Chakotay to go through the wormhole. I didn't expect them to actually shut down the wormhole. They did that. Prodigy, they're just surprising me. But
Excellent.
yeah, no, I very much liked it.
Yeah, me too. I like this episode a lot. Of course, I know what comes next, so like I'm a little excited for you to kind of move along
So now it's
further in the
Chakotay
journey.
that's sending the message, or is that a red herring? Is that really it?
So I was gonna ask you, like, are you more convinced that it's Chakotay, or are you still unsure?
Maybe. It just feels weird that Chakotay would be. I don't know, but I like they've given us the little spirally thingy, so like there's clues, but it feels like it's too easy an answer. You know what I mean? Oh, it was Chakotay all along. It was Chakotay all along.
All
Um,
along.
so I don't know. It seems a little too easy. I don't know. I don't know if it's that. I feel like it's something else, like someone else, maybe. Um,
You had some really interesting choices last week. I won't reiterate them, but I who knows? It could be one of those. But it seems pretty. I think at least when I was watching the show, this was a really compelling argument that it was perhaps Chakotay sending the messages back because he is lost in time somewhere. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll find
yes, he
out.
is. He is, but I do feel like the answer is a little easy, and I feel like the answer is a little quick. You know what I mean? Like we're asking the question last episode and this episode, if that was to be Chakotay, come on. I don't know.
By the way, hello, shout
Maybe
out
I'm
to
making a
Ruben.
fool of myself, and it just is Chakotay, and I feel like an idiot. But anyway, we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. It's me that
It's
I've been
you.
meaning to tell you. Yeah, I spoke to the Hageman team, and they were all like, "Of course, we're gonna put you in Star Trek
I
Prodigy
would
season
be
2."
surprised, but there would still be a part of me that would be like, I'm not surprised that he pulled this off somehow.
That's
It's just
that's
Starfleet
very nice.
Sahel.
I think I've already gotten all my Star Trek luck like cashed in when I got that Picard premiere invite. So I don't know if I'll be getting any more coups, but if I do, being on Prodigy would be pretty rad, I have to admit.
I
That
wouldn't
would be a
mind
pretty
walking a
awesome
red
thing.
carpet with Kate Mulgrew, to be honest. I think that would
Yeah,
be
that
quite rad.
that would be
You
pretty
know?
cool. Uh, well, Hageman Brothers and Aaron Waukee and team, if you're listening to this and you want to just like create two random cadets, fresh faced cadets, we're available. And I don't know, I can't speak for Toddy, but I totally would do it for free. I'm just putting it out there.
We could be two in universe like review people that review the Doctor's holo novels.
We could. That's true. Rodrigo. That was another great scene. All right, what did you think of the debriefing scene in the beginning with like the kind of each of them having a little segment and then finishing off with Murph?
Of all the praise I give the music, I felt that the music in that scene was a little on the nose, but I think it was done on purpose. It was like a little goofy, a little silly, and I think it was more of an homage to like an older style of animation with an older style of music that went with it. So fair enough. Like it's not a critique. It's not my particular liking. You know what I mean? It's not what I like the most. The scene itself, though, I think it was nice. I like seeing like the various reactions from the different characters and how like distinct and unique they are, especially in regards to like what happened. I like
Right.
how Zero is like really trying to be like defending the whole thing.
Yeah,
Um,
that's oh, then also the whole, like, "What's gonna happen?" Like, "He could be anywhere," like, he's all, like,
Da-
dramatic and excited about what's
Dahl is very defensive as usual. Like, well, come on, you know what I mean?
happening.
Rock, I don't want anything to do with anything. It's not me.
Right. I liked, Magel's, response, like, "They were impossible, it was very difficult."
Yeah, like
Just
Mangel's trying to
like
handle this whole thing. Like, my goodness.
I also like the kind of the juxtaposition by showing the reactions of the senior officers as well.
Yes.
And I especially thought that the doctor was funny when he referenced Lower Decks. I haven't seen a crew this dysfunctional since the Cerritos, which
I like that. That was funny.
that
But
means
also,
there's a cameo somewhere that's yet to happen
no, not
on
necessarily. He maybe just
Lower Decks.
knows them. Come on.
No, but I'm just saying there could be like
He's
there's a
fishing. He's fishing.
possibility.
Oh
There's
yeah,
a po-
like the
there's a
the
possibility. Yeah,
yeah, they have met is what you mean at some point in time. Yeah,
right.
fair enough.
It'd be cool if the doctors like networked where you could like he. I mean, actually,
How annoying to have them everywhere all at once. Oh my god. I like the guy, but one of them is enough. Come on, settle down.
lower decks,
Lower
lower
decks.
decks.
Yeah, no, we talk about this often when talking about lower decks, but one thing that I really appreciate is kind of like the juxtaposition between like I guess the goofiness or the exaggerated nature of the show and like how serious and like grounded grounded, so to speak, Star Trek can be. It's all science fiction and fairy tales, you know what I mean? But I like it and I like it how they kind of switch. You know what I mean? On their off time, like Ransom is kind of ridiculous on his off time, or he resembles us a little more. He's a little more casual. But when he's on the bridge, he's on the bridge. You know what I mean? It's like it's Star Trek mode, and I really like that. And I think that it suits these animated shows to do that because it gives us really like the Star Trek that we know and love and the Starfleet that you would come to expect, but it also enables you to like kind of have fun with your characters, maybe use words that you wouldn't use or have them do things that you wouldn't necessarily see. And that's what they're doing here. And here they're doing it with kids that they're kids from way out of space. They don't really know Starfleet, and they have trained professional Starfleet officers, so you can really see them contrast.
Yeah, I agree. The doctor was pretty funny. I mean, he's funny in the show, but I thought he was really funny when he came up with the when he's trying to like tail them to make sure they stay like in line, I guess, or whatever.
So
And
he can de-emit himself and re-emit himself to another
yeah, well,
place.
he could always, right? Couldn't he turn himself on and off at will?
So he's wearing his
Yeah, he is wearing
yeah, but in the
the
ship, I don't understand why
why he
the
needs
mobile
it
emitter.
because
I
there
don't
should
understand
be a hollow.
because there
Oh,
should
maybe he
be.
just wears it all the time, but like it might
I'm
just be that when
so
he's on the ship, it defaults to the hollow systems of the ship or whatever.
maybe, but him disappearing and reappearing would mean his hollow emitter falls on the ground.
Oh, did you catch a little bug?
Um, yeah,
Oh, that's
but
interesting. I didn't
so
realize
on
that.
so it's fair enough for me to that he uses his hollow emitter in the ship or everywhere because maybe there's not hollow emitters like in the corridors. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't
Hmm,
need them.
hmm.
Though I feel like if you're going to equip every Starfleet ship with like holograms like him, or like we see in Picard, like holograms that help everywhere, I feel like the whole ship is just equipped with hollow emitters. Maybe it's very energy consuming. I don't know. It makes sense, but it's just like he wouldn't need the mobile emitter on the ship, so to speak.
The other thing is he could have gotten tired of like the mobile emitter dropping every time he demats. So maybe there's like a subroutine that beams the emitter out and stores it automatically when it detects that he's dematerializing, and then rebeams it back on him.
That's really
And
cool, actually.
there you go.
That's it. So basically, like in his decision to basically dematerialize and rematerialize in whatever coordinate, in his decision is like a subroutine that basically beams the hollow emitter to that position. Hmm.
You
I like
like it.
I
You
like it.
like it. I'm always coming up with
Maybe
these.
it's not. Maybe it's not even a real hollow emitter. Maybe it's just part of him, and so it's like a
Like,
holographic one.
I don't know.
You know
I'm
what I
just
mean? The mobile emitter. Maybe it's
yeah.
just a holographic one when he's on the
It
ship.
could be. It's
He's
true.
just like,
Like,
there's part of me.
he's
I
just
gotta
like
keep it, yo.
anything can happen with the Doctor. Um, Joel says the emitter is
Fashion.
now the image's
It's
signature
fashion.
fashion, so he must have one even if he doesn't need it on the ship. Very true. Very true. What was the
There's
thing
like
that
an
the Doctor?
episode of Lower Decks, right, where the Doctor goes to Lower Decks, and Rutherford is trying to fix the mobile emitter, and so it keeps moving around and reappearing in different places on the time.
I like that thing he was talking to Dal about the anti-anxiety academy hopefuls program, which is for short. That was really funny. And then the other note I wrote was love in the time of holograms is a great title for a book, and it's especially like in the time of holograms that we see in Picard. And then I think I would fall in love with a hologram, by the way. I think it could happen to me.
Okay, Geordie.
So I know it's terrible. And then the other thing that I wrote down was love triangle to love hexagon.
That's it. Love Hexagon. I love how he takes. I love how he doesn't understand that the trope of a love triangle is like tired and annoying, and it definitely would be so by like the 25th century or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Right.
leave it alone. But no, he's like, I'm gonna build on it. You know, it's like a Mexican standoff of love triangles. I love it. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
I kind of now would love to see a love hexagon in a movie. The
Well,
first love
it's gonna be
hexagon.
a telenovela, right? With
It
something like
will
that.
be. Maybe Star Trek could do a love hexagon episode sometime in the future, like a more adult Star Trek. You know, like a more serious, like not serious, but
Oh, hold
dramatic.
on. What
Yeah.
kind
No,
of
it's
love
serious.
hexagon are you
Because
talking about now?
Prodigy's serious. Don't get me wrong.
Ah, okay.
I meant like more rated like at an R, like a rated R. There we go.
Okay.
That's what I was looking for.
Ooh.
Because wouldn't you say like Prodigy? I wouldn't rate it G, but it's definitely PG or PG like 7.
I think it was
PG.
supposed to. I think it was supposed to be TV7. In my personal opinion, I think maybe. Well, then again, I don't know. My daughter's 5, so she's not
Yeah.
7. And 5 and 7, there's a big leap. So
There's a big leap.
I would have to see someone that's 7 and watching the show,
Yeah.
what like a 7-year-old kid thinks of it.
I think
I have a tendency of feeling this is a little older though. I feel like this is maybe 10 and over.
Well, if the audience that started with season 1 was 7, let's say, they're probably 8 now or 9. So that makes sense. So there's like, if you started Prodigy season 1 when you're 7, what was it, like a year ago?
Yeah, I don't think we have many 7-year-olds in the audience. Or 8.
Not our audience. No. I hope not. I put no on the made for children thing whenever I
No.
No.
No, but if there are any parents out there that have kids that are 7 or 8,
Did
yeah,
you see Jill's
I'd be intrigued.
The French opening ceremony featured a menage a trois.
I see.
How would you say 6, like a hexagon? I love hexagon.
Well, it would be ménage à six, wouldn't it?
Right?
I guess.
Oh wait, no, that was you know what? Actually, she's right, but it was a reference to the 500 blows, right? Or what? The I know what you're talking. Jill, we gotta have a download. An Open Olympics download. Maybe on After Dark we'll talk about the opening ceremonies as well tonight. So we'll try to do that.
Retired to their chamber.
I think I saw that. Yeah, there's been a lot of interesting imagery. There was also Marie Antoinette singing with a metal band with her head interlap, like if it had
Isn't
been
the
cut off.
Olympics about people, running faster than other people and people
Yeah, but
jumping higher? Can't it
every
just
opening
be about
ceremony,
the people that run?
every opening ceremony has to represent the nation that's hosting it or the country that's hosting it. So like I don't I don't know if you remember the like
Fucking give
the
everyone a
British.
baguette. Move on. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
I bet you everyone's getting a baguette.
Give them like a
Anyways,
little
I'm
a
sure
little
they're
gift
getting it.
basket with like a camembert and a baguette, and then it's just like, let's go. All right, we begin with the 400 meters. Come on, run.
Thank you, Wanda. Thank you, Wanda M. This is like the weirdest. Sometimes Aaron Walkie watches these. He's probably like
Aaron,
these guys
Aaron
are.
watches these. I apologize.
Sometimes in the chats. I think we're too early, or he's at
You know what
SCC
I
today.
want for the Olympics? I think I've said this before. I want so like for the track
I
racing,
want the
whatever it
Star
is.
Trek Prodigy crew on the
There's
Olympics.
like eight people or eight competitors that all run, but
Mhm.
they're all really really quick. But some of them look slow as hell. You know what I mean? But they're not. They're really fast. I want like an average Joe alongside them that does the same activity or the same sport as them, so that you can see what like a regular human feels like. You know what I mean? So when
Yeah,
they do
no,
the high jump, send a regular guy first to see how high that guy jumps, and then you can really compare and you can actually see how impressive these people are. It would give you some perspective, I think.
I nominate you as the regular guy. All right, going back.
I mean, I wouldn't jump too high. I'll tell you that.
To,
There would be some big impact on the sand.
going back to
And 400-meter baguette throwing is something that needs to be
a
absolutely
real thing, right?
yeah.
That's legit. It's true.
For the sake of not wasting food, I think we should make it like wooden baguettes or something. But yeah, no, I like it.
What'd you think of the like all the Murph trying to figure out how to
I loved
talk
it.
to Murph stuff?
I absolutely loved it. I loved the kind of realization that like Murph was out of the water and he should be inside the water so that we can understand him. It's so cool.
Which is a reference to Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. When they first get the probe, they can't understand it and they are just kind of baffled by it. It's making these like harsh sounds. And then Spock, and when they're all like kind of sleuthing it out, Uhura uses the audio technology to put that underwater, and that's how they found out it's like whale song. So it's pretty cool.
No, it was really cool.
And it's
and
even cooler that Jillian's involved in this, which is like the descendant of George and Gracie. So that's pretty cool too.
And then the transformation, like once Murph hits the water and transforms, it was magical.
It was magical.
I know, I really liked
beautiful. Yeah, it was very cool. And then so they mentioned the petroglyph that Murph created that symbol. We see that symbol when Gwen goes into the thing. But in the flashback scene, Chakotay gives it to her. I don't remember. That's the same stone, right? It's got to be the same stone.
Have we seen that scene before? I feel like we've seen like maybe a segment or a part of that scene.
You saw that scene. They added more to it.
See, that's what I thought.
So this is the rest of it. Like before, I think he just turned off and like it would cut, and now it shows him turning back and giving that thing. Which some could argue it might have been like not part of the original plan and then they added it later, but it still works for me. I think it's pretty cool.
So.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, come on.
They
so this everything. Is so no, it's really cool. It might not be Chakotay. It might be Chakotay's spirit animal.
Who was that? What was the spirit animal?
I don't know. Akuchimoya.
That was the name of the spirit.
No, that's what he used to say on the show, but I don't know if that means anything. Now that
I don't think it does.
I don't know if it means anything.
Yeah.
That's what he used to say.
I don't think it does.
I used to meme on that when I was a kid. When I was vibing Chakotay, I'd always be like Akuchimoya because that's what he said. I don't know what his spirit animal was. I guess everyone's spirit animal is a koala now, right?
Yeah. That's true. I hadn't thought about that. But barring
the long silence.
Well,
it doesn't mean a thing, says Jill. Okay, don't mean anything.
I was looking in the chat, so I was kind of like distracted. You know, I have 3 things going on right now: Olympic opening ceremonies,
Is there
maybe
a
off
live
on
chat for
the
the
side.
Olympics too? I mean, what's going on?
But but yeah. So I think I think it is. You're pointed out or posted a screenshot, I think, of the physical prop. So
Mm.
it had to appear in Voyager at some point, but I don't remember those episodes.
I don't want to.
You know what sucks?
I don't want
You
to
know
look up
why?
things because I don't want to look up things just in case.
Yeah, don't look
But
it
yeah,
up. Don't look it up.
I don't remember that specific rock, so to speak, like that specific object. I don't remember it. I do remember like the symbol. You know what I mean?
Janeway's spirit animal was apparently a lizard.
Ah, okay.
I think I would like mine to be an owl.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
You can see like
I
an
can
owl.
see that. Yeah.
Audience,
I can just
what would you
imagine
like
you turning your head completely all the way around, going, "Ooh." Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Audience, what would you like your spirit animal to be? Let us know in the chat. What about you, Toddy? What was your spirit animal? You wanted to be
I don't
koala?
know what my spirit animal would be.
Can I tell you what I think you might be?
Oh God. Okay, yeah.
An eagle.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that.
All right, cool. See,
Caw.
you were caw.
Caw. No, I like that. I like that.
Jill says my spirit animal is a triple very on Trek, very Trek related. Very actually, yeah. You guys can extend your spirit animal to Trek animals
Fantasy
too. That's pretty
creatures.
cool. Yeah, I like that.
I wouldn't mind having a dragon.
Ooh, are you watching House of the Dragon?
Yes, I am.
Oh, nice, good. Me too.
It is
We gotta
amazing.
talk about it later. So yeah, everyone's wondering
talking about it. There's not a single person talking about House of the Dragon. Everyone's talking about The Boys, and compared to House of the Dragon, The Boys is just whack. It's ass. Like, it's terrible. It's
Really?
not terrible. I like The Boys. It's just like in comparison to House of the Dragon, it's really like, I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is.
Well, I haven't seen The Boys this season yet either.
My spirit animal is Kukulkan. It's like a literal god.
Who said that? Oh, cool, nice. Jill, Kukulkan could be a good spirit animal. Benji says mine is that stupid dog with the antenna. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
I
There we
like
go.
that dog with
Oh,
the
come on.
antenna. It's
There's a
good
horn.
spirit
There's a
animal.
couple of horns in there.
There's a horn. Yeah, there's it's like a unicorn dog. It's a dog.
It's a horny dog. Okay.
I feel
That's
like
the
dog.
spirit animal. A horny dog.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
What's your next point?
Hichaya. Oh, cool. Jill's got a lot of good spirit animals. So, well, my next point was to talk about the Janeway scene. So she herself is wondering if the entity could be Chakotay in this episode. That she actually asked, could Chakotay be this entity somehow? Because I think she doesn't want to give up on the idea that, like closing the wormhole is another blow to this. Like, she's been searching for this guy for a long time, basically. Like, and she keeps kind of like, time seems to be against the entity of time, if you will, seems to be against her. And I like the whole lament. And then, I guess this was like a very good Doctor episode because he comes in again with another zinger for Janeway. What does he say? Sometimes I find when a door closes, like when the wormhole is collapsed, he says, "Oh, hope is never a foolish thing. I found whenever a door closes, a window may open." And I love that. It's like a wonderful kind of like sentiment.
I'm a doctor, not a philosopher.
He is a philosopher, though. I feel like he's really good.
No, it is. It's actually interesting because, like, now that you're saying all this, it's kind of occurring to me that over the course of her existence, Janeway has kind of like messed with time a bit and disrupted it in a way that, like, the time police were kind of pissed off at her, and so now it's like she's almost created an enemy out of time itself. You know what I mean? It's like it's all coming back to
Or I would say an adversary at a
an
time itself.
adversary. Okay, yeah,
But
an
maybe it's
opponent.
a
It's the
companion.
ops.
Like, all of the captains kind of mess with time, so maybe time is a companion, but Janeway just needs to.
Time is what is it?
She
Time
needs
is
it,
the fire in which we
which
burn.
we bad.
It depends.
So maybe,
So yeah, some of them embrace time and some of them really don't. So, but
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I guess that's fair.
I hadn't thought of that like original, but yeah, it's fun.
Very nice, very nice. Um, do you think? Do you have any idea what might happen next, or was there any? There were a couple. Oh wait, hold on. Let me just make sure I got all my notes. No, yeah. Find me before they do. Oh, find me before they do. That was the line.
Okay, so
Yeah. So yeah, who's they?
there's a specific moment in this episode where Gwyn goes through almost what Burnham did, with the amazing kind of visuals kind of thing. The voice is so scary. Like the voice is really freakish. They put so many effects on it. It was really scary. So that was really cool. Very like visually striking sequence. Amazing like sound editing, I guess. Or voice mixing, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
But then like before they do, I don't know who
I
the hell
felt the
is they.
intensity of it
Oh
too, like
yeah, oh yeah.
when
Like
she
there
comes
was
back.
emotion. Yeah, and then when she comes
Mhm.
back, yeah. So I don't know who's they. The
Who is
Packlets.
they? You think so? So the entity, maybe Chakotay, said, "Find me
Okay.
before they do," and that's like real. I think that's like interesting that there's like someone else looking for him. In other words, who
Yeah.
do you think that is? Who could it be from like your knowledge of Star Trek?
um.
We really got Toddy thinking about this one.
I don't know who's evil, who's mean.
Could it be the Borg?
No, they don't time travel.
Hmm.
What were those? What were the people called that build the portals? That build the stargates everywhere.
Oh, the Iconians?
Yeah, we haven't
Well,
had
we haven't really,
we haven't
like,
explored the Iconians in canon, so to speak. Like we've seen a lot of Iconians in like the Star Trek Online game, I think. But
remember when everyone thought that the Red Angel was going to be the
yeah,
Iconians?
that would
Like,
have been so much better. I'm sorry.
no, I liked how it turned out, but you're right. That would have been just as good, I think. I think it would have been just as good.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing the Iconian. It could be the Q again. I don't know.
Could it be the Time Police because he's out of time? Possibly. Like, could it be the temporal investigations or the temporal?
No, I don't think so.
What are you looking up?
I'm looking. What are they called? There's the prophets, but what are the other guys? The
Pirates?
the Power Wraiths? Are they still around, or did they kill them all?
I thought they were imprisoned, but I don't remember.
Okay, well, it's not ringing any bells for you, which means it's not them. I'll tell you that.
The Klingon monastery. It could be the time. They
Yeah,
could
the
be the
Klingon monastery time
time
cops.
monks. And she
Every
dealt with
time
them.
time
She dealt with the
happened.
Klingons to get the
Yeah.
time crystals, right? Yeah, that's right.
Well, we don't know that, but it makes sense. She says she got a specific like device from Klingons, and it never made sense to me why she would get like a time device from the Klingons. And when Discovery did the time monastery with the crystals, I was like, now it makes sense, because that monastery, they probably building time devices now.
The Pirates and Ducat are trapped in the fire caves now. That's right. What? I can't wait to get back to. It's gonna be a few years before we get there, but to get back to this, I might just start hardcore binging DS9, and then hardcore binging Voyager. What's that?
I mean, Elorians, Guinan and what have you.
But they're not like, I don't imagine the entity, if it's Chakotay.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Worried about Elorians. Anyways, something
it could
to
just
ponder.
be isn't it just the No, so so I'm guessing it's not just the people. What's her face? The bad guys. Well, not the bad guys, but Gwyn's people. What are they called
Oh, it
again?
could be. It could 100% be that, right? Because like that would be they would be chasing him basically to find the protostar. Duh. That makes sense right there. I love that I have to like pretend to not know so that you can be surprised every week. But that's your most plausible theory, honey. I like that. That's a good.
It's the Cookie Monster.
It's the Cookie Monster.
Totally. It's time traveling Ferengi space pirates. That's what it is.
That's funny. Hey, what convention can we meet up at again? You, me, and the whole crew. There's Nashville coming up in September. Can you go?
Nashville.
Yes, Nashville.
Nashville.
Yes.
That's pretty friggin' far away from Canada.
It's not
Like,
that far actually.
He didn't say New York. He said Nashville. You know what I mean?
Oh, we could check if there's one in New York. We'll check that.
That's not a Star Trek convention, is it?
Yeah, there's like Creation Entertainment who does STLV is doing
Isn't that
official
like deep in the
mini
Bible Belt?
conventions. Nashville's kind of a cool. There's a lot of places that you might associate with like American conservatism, but then there's like cities that are very progressive within those conservative places. So
Okay,
Nashville would be, I think, an example of that, where maybe the surrounding territory is conservative.
It's a blue dot in a red sea. Is that what's
That's
going
a better way to put it. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I see.
Toddy, maybe do Trek Long Island next year, or
Trek Long
STL
Island.
was
How
the
many
con.
conventions?
There
How many
is a
conventions are
TNJ
there?
in
They
November.
cancel all the shows, but all these conventions are going on. What the hell?
There's a lot of well, the shows are not canceled for any like logical reason. I don't think. I think they're
Trek
just getting.
Long Island. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we could check that out. Anyways, we'll talk more about that later. Let's wrap up the discussion because we're coming up to the hour, and I think we covered everything. I don't know if there's any. This episode was like kind of more of a break, right, from like what we've been kind of going through. So it's just like
Yeah,
a
but
mellow episode.
this was cool because it developed more like about the characters. It took time to
Yeah.
it took time to show that like Rock it doesn't fly with Rock, like this whole like disobeying and not doing things like the way it should be done. And I like that. I like that she like stood her ground. She didn't want to do it. I like that because nonetheless it kind of showed Dahl's leadership. And Dahl's like ability with Gwyn and with the others to convince and to make kind of like this mission, this specific little translation mission, a success.
I think something Dahl needs to work on those. He seems to get frustrated really easily, and he's very yelly. I find he's like nah, like that kind of vibe. But I want him to chill out with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's like stop whinging and whining.
Yeah, it's a good word. Whinging and
yeah.
whining. Yeah, I like that.
But no, and I like of course like the physical transformation, of course, like the different style of Murph that we can get. And then of course we can understand Murph, so that's really cool. Well, we can understand Murph. Dissertation Ops can understand Murph. You're muted.
I was on mute, but I was agreeing. I was exactly pointing out that Jillian can understand, but
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was nice. It was nice, and also it was very emotional when Janeway obeyed and shut it down. But it's also nice to see that she's not just doing whatever the hell she wants out there. It's like she's obeying orders, she's following. And it's like she's following the directives. And at the end of the day, they were trying to save a Chakotay that technically wasn't around anymore. The priority became saving the people that are around and like making sure that Gwyn is okay. But they found her. Of course, Gwyn is not okay. She'd be like,
"What do you agree with? Do you agree with Jellicoe that it was too dangerous to keep the anomaly open?
Yes,
because it was." Yeah, you do. So you agree with that decision?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I yeah. Well, I don't. I don't know how big the impact to like the galaxy or to like time overall is, but all I know is basically from where we're standing is like one Starfleet officer or like one Starfleet ship has disappeared, and one singular first contact mission doesn't go well. In the grand scheme of like the galaxy or the multiverse, it's not too bad. You know what I mean? It's like just close it down, leave it be,
Well,
continue
it's
with this.
more the bad thing is more what happens to this like pretty cool civilization. And now we've seen them, they do have some, concerning aspects to their ideology, but overall it's like a really, like what civilization doesn't, right? Like so it's like, so but overall they were headed
Humans
towards
have got nothing bad going on, clearly.
they yeah, so like the Vonnegut may have been headed towards like, potentially a interesting future where they may have on their own come around to,
Yes. But by the
the idea.
numbers, if you're looking at like by the numbers and the scale of the universe, it's one planet, you know what I mean? And it's one
Yeah,
ship.
I hear what you're saying.
And to
Yeah.
to jeopardize like the entire stability, like the time stability and the peace stability
Right.
of like what they have currently for this one, it's a tough call, but it is
Yeah.
kind of good of the many, right?
He just comes across as so condescending, doesn't he, though?
Jellicoe,
Like Catherine.
did they change the actor?
No, it's still him. It's Ronnie Cox.
Okay, so he aged a bit because the voice seemed a little different.
Yeah, but
Um,
it's appropriate for this time period, I guess. Yeah.
the energy was
Yeah.
not different.
Yeah.
Um, like, okay, shut it down. It's too
That's true.
dangerous. All right, okay, shutting
The
it
energy
down.
was That's true. Jellicoe, amazing. A lot of people are happy about him being on the show because, like, that was a character I think
Yeah,
oddly is a beloved character
it,
despite
it
his, like
it's
his
interesting
failing
because so the last time I did a full watch through of Star Trek is I think what Father is doing now at the moment.
with Taylor.
Yeah, I watched it in the release order,
Mm.
which is really really cool because you get to a point where you're basically doing TNG Deep Space Nine and then Deep Space Nine Voyager like alternatively. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 episodes of one show and then one of the other, depending on how they aired them, vacation times, whatever. But what was really cool was seeing um like admirals and basically recurring characters kind of cross over from like one show to the other. So an admiral would give like instructions to Picard one week, and then the next week they'd be around, but they'd be on Deep Space Nine, giving instructions to Deep Space Nine. It makes sense, and it makes the universe like so much more immersive, basically.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
now though, and I was a strong advocate for that being the best way to watch Star Trek. Like if you kind of like know Star Trek and you want to watch it in like a really cool way, I think that's probably the coolest way. Now though, I'm not so sure because now that Lower Decks and Prodigy exist, I think maybe it would be interesting to really watch them in like not so much the release order, but the which I guess in a lot of respects is kind of the same, but in the chronological order. I guess there's a lot of overlap in chronological order, except that you're starting with
Hmm.
like Enterprise. Um, but it adds so much to the show to have Jellicoe and other admirals and other recurring characters come back all the time. It makes it feel like I like the universe to feel big, but the work environment that is Starfleet, it makes sense that it feels smaller.
Has anyone
Stardate
ever done
order.
Starter? Because it would probably be
I think there's a
bonkers.
website that documents like everything,
There
but
is.
like, come on,
Yeah,
like some episodes don't even have star dates. You know what I mean?
I agree. But you can extrapolate what the start date might have been. So I don't know.
Okay,
But I
well,
guess
that's
you're
the
basically watching it
extrapolated order.
either way. You're more or less you're watching it in the same order of continuity. If you're watching it
Yeah,
like from like, you know, like if you start with Enterprise, basically that's the
yeah.
oldest in the continuity, and then you
Like
go on,
TNG
right?
season 6 doesn't randomly have an episode that would have happened in season 1. You know what I mean? So everyone takes the old uniforms and everyone looks younger. No,
Yeah, it's true. I there was a comment earlier. Oh yeah, so Joel said Rock matured during Time of Muck. She is the oldest emotionally now. I think she's definitely more mature, but
no. I think
Rock.
Gwen is the oldest emotionally because Gwen is the oldest, right?
I was gonna say that Rock still has trouble kind of like, I think Rock still has trouble like overcoming certain aspects of their, kind of like there's a lot of fear in Rock, or maybe a lot of I don't know. There's something there that's still like they had to explain the stakes, because like I guess Rock wasn't like really thinking about the stakes, like the full stakes. So I think that's still in many ways how it kind of like a young person or a child would
A
be.
naivete.
A naivete. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. There's still a naivete about Rock, which I find endearing. So I'm glad about that. But yeah, she was definitely there too long. But I don't know how much she developed, because she really didn't have anyone to interact with except herself, if that makes any sense. Like
Yeah, I
when she
would have
was
gone
stuck in that,
crazy.
I know,
I would have come
but
out of
yeah.
that completely fucked up. But
I feel like emotional maturity comes from interacting and failing, right? Like you got to like interact with people, find out something doesn't work, and then come back to it.
You hit them in the
Yeah,
face, and you're like, that
yeah.
didn't work out, did it?
So not a social maturation. That's a better way to put it.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Cool.
Side note,
Yeah.
it's very difficult what they're doing, but I gotta point it out because I respect it. Zero is so alien to us. Like the just like the concept of this kind of being is so alien, and I guess impossible. You know what I mean, for our reality as it is. That it's very difficult to portray someone as being young. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
inexperienced. I think inexperienced is maybe easier than young, but I feel like they're actually doing a good job at showing us that Zero is young. You know what I mean? Like they're a young Medusan.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear what you're
And I
saying.
think they're doing a good job at that. I'm actually pretty impressed.
Very nice. Very nice. More kudos for Star Trek Prodigy. I love it. So shall we give our final thoughts and ratings? I guess the discussion is the final thought. Like I don't really need to give any more, but I'm gonna give this episode a 10 as well. So another 10.
Now, how much do you give the opening ceremony?
I haven't seen like it, I haven't like watched it like in like with focus, but from what I could tell, it was also a 10, or maybe an
Oh my
11.
goodness. What?
It might have been
No,
an
it can't
11.
have more than Prodigy.
Okay,
Stop
fine, a
your
10.
nonsense. Um, I'll give this a 7.5. I really like this episode. I'll give the opening ceremony 7 baguettes.
7 baguettes, I like
But I
that.
haven't seen it yet, so I'll give no, you know what? I'll give it 7 sharks in the river.
Oh my gosh. Are there sharks in the Seine?
No, but you haven't seen the Netflix movie about sharks in
Oh,
the
I still
Seine?
haven't seen that one. Yeah,
You
I
have
still
to
haven't
see it.
seen
It's too
it.
it's good.
Jill says my
There would
rating
be
for the opening ceremony was, huh?
there'd be a lot of
There
world
are a lot of
records
moments like
broken if you did put sharks in the Seine. I mean, people would swim, I'll tell you that.
All right, folks. So tonight we're gonna have just reiterating an after dark program where we're gonna just talk probably about the the Olympics opening ceremony, but also some whatever came out of SDCC today. Lots of fun stuff. I saw some Doctor Who news that I haven't looked at yet, so we'll
There's a
check that out.
crossover with Star Trek and Doctor Who coming, right?
No, I don't think so. I thought there was, but it's like a store. It's like a pop-up that they did at SDCC. So it's not really. Well, we haven't seen yet. We'll find out because Russell T Davies and Alex Kurtzman are going to be talking, but I have a feeling it's going to be more like. Um, I have a feeling it's not going to be like a crossover episode of anything in particular. I think it's just going to be like more collaborative stuff, like maybe some crossover merchandise. That's something that they might do. I don't know.
No one gives a shit.
So, some
People want the crossover episode. You want to do it right. Look, Alex, buddy. All right.
not
I know we
everyone
haven't
wants.
spoken in a while, okay?
I want it, but not everyone. There are a few
No,
Trekkies
I
out there. I
agree. I
think
agree that not
Father
everyone wants it.
included that
I agree.
are reticent about the crossover.
I agree. I think I would enjoy some like non-canon short treks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
Oh,
would be
like
nice.
non-canonical short treks, like
Yeah.
I have a problem with that. But then again, we do have official material that's non-canonical. It was stated that those very short treks are not canonical. So we've already gone into that
God
territory.
forbid they would be canonical.
I know.
Jesus Christ, yo.
But like that's
Woo.
an example of something Star Trek's done already. They've already released something. So yeah, I think I'm down with that. If they like
I
said,
think
"Hey,
they
this is
should. I
just,"
think they should non-canon all the short treks. Actually, boom.
no, they all make
I
sense
think
to the
they.
continuity. Which one doesn't?
I
Edward,
don't.
you're always gonna have a problem with Edward, aren't
I
you?
don't
That's
like
the one.
Edward. I
But it
don't.
doesn't
I
bother
don't. I
continuity.
don't like the serial thing. Maybe just the
That's the
serial.
one.
Maybe
That's
the
the one
end.
I was gonna point out.
Maybe just that serial clip could be non-canon. Like maybe that was just a goofy joke. The rest is real. You know what I mean?
That bothers you more than Lower Decks would, because there's like a lot of goofy jokes like that on Lower Decks, aren't they? No, not really. Lower Decks doesn't really get. No, I don't think it's that goofy.
Sometimes they cross the line, whatever that line is. They cross my line, basically.
Right.
And we've talked about it. We've talked about how
Right,
my
right.
line, it isn't where your line is. You know what I mean? I got
No,
a
my
very
line's an
straight line. You know what I mean? A rigid line.
a thick line.
A thick line. Yours is a bit wibbly wobbly. You know,
Really wobbly.
yours changes depending on the mood.
I think I'm more mainstream and you're more niche. I just, I just have
Okay.
to. I don't know. I just feel like I'm a more of a mainstream type of guy.
It is like anything goes, yo.
Just let's like more inclusive of the canon. To me is like more inclusive than you. I would include it than more things.
Oh, okay.
It would be really a cool project if we were.
I
in charge
gatekeep
of,
myself.
You do gatekeep yourself. It's true. I agree with Cake. More short treks need more.
Yeah, I would like more short treks.
And yeah, Calypso is definitely canon because, well, you don't know why, but anyway. we almost spoiled Discovery.
No, but no. Of course, like the short treks are canon because Tilly, she meets Princess What's Her Face. You know what I mean? You're muted. Yeah, you're muted. No, I can't hear you anymore. You've unplugged yourself. You've disappeared from the audio. This is what happens when you spoil things. The internet gods and the algorithm punish you and turn off your mic. So now I can say all sorts of things without you intervening. I'm Starfleet Sahel, and I give this episode a 2. How do you feel about that?
Should be back on the good audio, am I?
No, you're on the shit audio.
I don't hear you. That's so weird. This happened to our friend Aaron Harvey.
You can't hear me?
Now I empathize more with him because, hold on, let me see what I can do.
You can't hear me? What?
Oh my god, that's so weird.
Clearly we've overstayed our welcome.
Hold on.
No, you're back. You're back. No, you're gone. This is truly thrilling. Thrilling.
Oh.
The audience is just... This is what they live for.
The audience is hilarious. Isn't that the French way? All right. I think we talked about everything. Don't forget to check out Text Trek in just 1 hour and 15 hours.
You're muted again. You're muted again. Come on. Get a hold of yourself. You're being banned. Yes, niche is the French way of saying it. C'est une niche in French. I hate the people that say niche. There's no T in niche.
Niche.
You're zoning in and out. Yeah, it's niche. Say goodbye before you zone in and out again. It's going through a time vortex.
Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Live long and prosper, and we will see you next time.